Today, we are taking a trip back in time to 1978, a year that brought us disco music, platform shoes, and some truly wonderful entertainment. Grease was dominating the box office, Blondie was topping the charts, and the first ever cellular phone call was made. But what were people watching on their TVs? Coming in at number 1 in the Nielsen ratings that year was Laverne and Shirley. A spin-off from Happy Days, this sitcom starring Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams focused on two single women working in a Milwaukee brewery. Laverne and Shirley was full of unique and fun characters, hilarious situations, and most importantly, a whole lot of heart. Number 2 that year was Three's Company. This wacky sitcom about 3 roommates, 2 women, and a guy pretending to be gay pushed boundaries and kept audiences in stitches. In the number 3 spot was Morgan Mindy. This sci-fi sitcom gave us Robin Williams as an alien from Ork. It was a show full of wacky humor and heartwarming moments. And did I mention that it was another spin-off from Happy Days? Speaking of that show, it was still going strong in 1978 and was number 4 in the Nielsen ratings. This nostalgic sitcom about a group of teenagers in the 1950s offered up what Gary Marshall did best with all of his sitcoms: lighthearted fun and occasional moments that just tugged at your heart. And of course, the cast of that show, led by Ron Howard and Henry Winkler, well, they were truly something special. Bit of a surprise for me is the number 5 show for the year, Angie. Technically, this show was actually tied for number 4 with Happy Days during the 1978 TV season, but since that show ultimately lasted much longer than this one, we're giving it the higher position. Believe it or not, all of the top 5 shows during that television season were on ABC. I guess it's also important to mention that while Angie was part of the 1978 TV season, it didn't actually premiere until early '79 because it was a mid-season replacement program. Regardless, it was truly a golden moment for the network. ABC, they just seemed to be clicking on all cylinders. And Angie, which starred Donna Pescow and Robert Hayes, well, it was a great show. I don't know why it didn't last longer, just 2 seasons. The leads were charming, and the supporting cast who played Angie's family, they were a hoot. And let's not forget some of the other notable shows that were popular in 1978. Little House on the Prairie, Dallas, Battlestar Galactica, The Incredible Hulk. Not as popular, but a show that I really loved was the TV adaptation of Logan's Run, starring Gregory Harrison, Heather Menzies, and Donald Moffat. I really wanted to see this show do well, but alas, audiences did not flock to it, and it only lasted 1 season. While not a regular series, 1978 also brought us the Star Wars Holiday Special. This one-time television special featured the original cast and introduced us to Chewbacca's family and the Wookiee holiday Life Day. It was a bizarre and campy special that included weird comedy bits by Art Carney, Harvey Korman, and Golden Girl B. Arthur. Not to mention a post-facial surgery Mark Hamill looking a bit like Luke Skywalker, but not quite. As much as George Lucas would like everyone to forget this thing, it's a valuable piece of Star Wars history to be cherished and celebrated, even with its many, many flaws. And speaking about wanting to forget something, there was a long period of time where Kiss wanted nothing to do with their 1978 television movie. These days, however, they embrace the wackiness of this Hanna-Barbera production that is a must-watch for any member of the Kiss Army. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to mention that 1978 was the year that 7 wacky castaways were finally rescued. Yep, no doubt about it, 1978 was a fantastic year for television. From laugh-out-loud comedies to heartwarming dramas to science fiction, epic adventures, there truly was something for everyone. And I can't think of a better way to cap off this presentation than by turning over the rest of the time here to the lovely Carrie Fisher. So sing us out of here, dear princess, and may we never forget what Life Day is all about.
We celebrate a day of peace day of harmony, a day of joy we all can share, together joy ourselves.